Hey guys, so yesterday I made a video about some of the classes that I think are most deserved of a rework or a relook by Smilegate. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to link it above over here. But today I wanted to make a video based on the content that I think needs the most rework in the game. Now, there's a lot of content that I think, just isn't quite up to standards at the moment in the game, like timed islands or some of those annoying collectibles that you have to do to get the vertical content that you want, the wealth runes, the things that upgrade your characters. But there is one piece of content that I think reigns above all of these other contents, and that is Cube. I think that unlike these timed islands and collectibles, a lot of those are kind of one and done situations. But Cube is something that you have to constantly do throughout your time in Lost Ark. And in addition to that, it's just some of the most boring content in the game. And to understand where the biggest problem with the Cube lies, we really have to take a look at two of the daily things that we have to do every day in Lost Ark. And that is Chaos Dungeons and Guardian Raids. Now with Chaos Dungeons, it's a pretty tedious task they have to do multiple times on multiple characters per day. And there's pretty much zero challenge in this content, right? But at least it's fast, and you can really just completely shut off your brain when you're doing this content. And in many ways, it's actually kind of fun to mow through a ton of mobs or flashy skills, and you do so much damage, right? So you just basically mow through these mobs very easily, a lot of times one-shotting them, and that can be quite fun. It's kind of like playing an ARPG in many ways, right? Now, with Guardian Raids, it's kind of on the opposite side of the scale compared to Chaos Dungeons. The fights are relatively long compared to Chaos Dungeons, and it's not something that you can just turn off your brain in. You really need to focus on the boss, dodge attacks, and sometimes do mechanics here and there, but it's at least interactive, right? It's something that you need to do to interact with the boss, do its mechanics, and try to min-max your damage in. It's something that you need to be active on to really get a reward doing, and in many ways that is also fun, right? It's kind of like a mini raid in many ways. Now with Cube, it's really like the devs took the worst things from those two contents and put it into one. Think about it this way: cubes are extremely tedious, repetitive, and also take quite a long time to do. On average, I think a cube takes around 7 to 10 minutes to complete from my experience, and that's longer than any Chaos Dungeon or Guardian Raid. Now, Guardian Raid sometimes it can get that long, but for the most part, they don't get that long. And in Cube, when you don't have a support, which does happen quite often, good luck surviving. It's not like the content lets you turn off your brain, but it's also like it's as interactive as Guardian Raids are. The fights themselves aren't difficult. There are no mechanics that you need to do. All you're doing is hitting some big damage sponges that have no right to do that much damage, to be honest. Now, I understand what the devs are trying to do with Cube. When you clear a Cube stage, you're supposed to get a buff that makes your character stronger. Sometimes it gives you cooldown reduction, sometimes it gives you more damage. They wanted to make Cube similar to that of like a roguelike, on the same vein as Binding of Isaac or Vampire Survivors, right? But the biggest difference between Cube and those games is that in those roguelikes, as you get more buffs, as you get more upgrades, you actually feel your character getting exponentially stronger. And sometimes you can get to a point where you have a really good build and you just completely shred through everything. Kind of like, again, like an ARPG or a Chaos Dungeon, right? But in Cube, this is not the case. 99% of the time, the buffs don't actually make you feel any different. And in the worst case scenario, sometimes these buffs actually make you weaker. Like that one buff that decreases the amount of damage that you take in exchange for also lowering your own damage? Like, what? Why would I want that? I really think that Smilegate needs to decide on what they want Cube to be. If they want it to be more of a difficult piece of content instead of that annoying, tedious junk that it is right now, make it more interactive, make it more fun to do, put some mechanics in there, make it more like a Guardian Raid, let's just say. I mean, come on. Or if you want to make it some throwaway content where you can turn your brain off, kind of like Chaos Dungeons, make it fast and easy for us to do. At the end of the day, of course, I do want Cube to be more fun to do, but I don't think that's necessary. It can just be another Chaos Dungeon that I get through quickly and gets my mats from. Just don't make it so tedious, so annoying, and so long to do like it is right now. Let me just turn off my brain and do it. So yeah, that about ends my rant. I know that a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat and also have like a ton of cube tickets. I think like probably 4 out of 5 of the people that I ask all say that they don't really like doing their cubes, and I don't blame them, right? So let me know down in the comment section below what you think about cubes and maybe like how many cube tickets you have held on your account at the moment. I'm sure some of those numbers are absolutely insane. But as always, if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button, hit the sub button, ring the bell for notifications, and I also stream on twitch.tv/MisoXshiro every single night starting at 10 p.m. PST. So hopefully I'll see you guys on my stream, but if I don't, hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. Alright guys, peace out.